Hey, welcome to Southern Trace Camping, where today we're going to repair our portable ice maker. Now, I've already taken this apart, figured out what was wrong, and fixed the problem, but I wanted to go back through this and kind of show you what I've learned so that it might help you in case you're having an issue. My problem was the add water light, which is right here, was on and it was red and it was not pumping any water. So some of the stuff I read online was to open the lid, which, by the way, I store mine with the cord inside of it so that it helps it get some air in there so that it can dry properly. Now, one of the things I read was to start by trying to reset the ice maker, and the way you do that is you push your shovel, you walk it all the way through the cycle, just push it all the way back and bring it back forward. It kind of does a loop just like it would if it was dumping ice. For some people that works and it fixes the problem. For me, it did not work. So I had to go and take the back cover off of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get up here, I'm going to turn this thing around real quick, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so we need to remove the back plate. And you can see there's 6 screws, 3 on each side. Those are bigger screws than what you're going to find anywhere else on here. You see there's one right there in the middle. That is smaller, and there's 3 on the bottom that hold the plate by the bottom that are smaller. So you want to kind of keep those separated so that you can put them back in the right places. So let me take those off real quick and I'll come right back to you. Okay, so I got the screws out. There was a correction. There's only 2 on the bottom. So the 2 on the bottom and this middle one are a different size than the 3 down each side. They are bigger. So what we're going to look at first thing when we remove this back is the water pump, which is right here. So obviously my no water light was coming on, so something's not working. So I've already disconnected everything to make this video go a little faster, but I wanted to show you what you have to do to disconnect the water pump. This is one of the hoses right here, and you can kind of see that there's a little nipple sticking up right there. You just pull that off of that nipple and it comes off. And then you have another line that's here in the front, which it fell down in there. I don't know if I can reach it, but this is your main suction line. You hold that with a screwdriver. That's your main suction line right there. And it pulls off the front of the pump, just pops off of there, okay? And what you have to do is rotate your ice maker up, and you'll see this white tab. That's the base of it, and it has this one screw right there. Now this is the smallest screw out of all of them, and I've already got it very, very loose, so I'm just going to take it out with my finger. Just remember, the smallest screw is for the mounting base of the water pump, okay? So we're going to get that out of there. So now we have access to the water pump. The water pump has, and I learned this from a different video that I saw. This was not my problem, but I'm going to share it with you anyway in case it helps you. You have a red and black wire that are going into this housing. And you may not be able to see it in the video, but there's a little line right here. And this cap is glued on there. This back cap is just glued on. You can use a flat tip screwdriver to pry that out and look at your connections for the red and black wire to make sure they're still soldered on there. This guy that I saw, his were not soldered on there anymore. That's why the pump wasn't working. Now, if that is the case and you need to do that, you can work your way around that with an X-Acto knife and pop that cap off. And just a side note, this wire goes up to a plug-in on this board right inside of here. So you can actually pull that wire out of there, that plug out of there, and have full access to the water pump to make it work easier. So mine was still soldered good, so I went to the next step. Now there's 3 screws on here. There's one here, here, and here. And what you have to do is take those off. And what we're going to get in here and look at real quick is the impeller. And what my situation was, I had 1 human hair that was stuck in on the impeller. So this comes off of here. You have your shaft right here. You can kind of see it. I know that's really bright. There's the shaft that goes down through the impeller. The impeller just pulls out of there like that. Nothing special about it. Just got some 4 little wings on there. I checked down inside of here to make sure it was clean. It was. When you put this back in there, it kind of pulls in because it's magnetic. I had 1 hair that was right down inside of here, right up against. There's a couple little rubber gaskets right in there. You can kind of see I slid one out there on the shaft. It was in between those, and it produced enough resistance to stop the motor. So I pulled that hair out of there and slapped everything back together, and it worked just fine. Now, one thing when you're putting this back together, right underneath this impeller, right there where the tip of that, right where the tip of the screwdriver is, there's a groove there. Now you probably can't see that right now, but there's an O-ring in there. Make sure that O-ring stays there. And what you're going to do is you just put this back together. Now before you bolt this up, you want to think about it in the mounted position with this tab down. You want this nipple pointing straight up, because this is going to be your suction side that faces the front like that. Suction line comes in and then it takes it to the fill line, which takes it on up to the coils and everything and gets it cooled off. So that's pretty much it. You just put everything back together. Now what I will do, I will try to find one of these pumps online and put a link to it in the description below. Surely you can buy this. This is only a it's a 30 milliamp device, so it's 12 volt. It's not very powerful at all, but I'll try to put a link to it in the description if I can find one. If there's anything I missed on this video that you guys see that might help someone else, please put it in the comments below. Anyway, I just thought this might help somebody. Anyway, guys, as always, get out there with your families, be safe, and God bless.